What advice would you give your 22-year-old self if you are a professional in the investment sector here in Kenya? Hi, this is Stanley Ngugi from Genesis Arc, where we talk about career, entrepreneurship, money, anything and everything in between to make sure that you're growing and we are growing as well. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat. We're going to do an interview with someone who is a practitioner in the investment sphere here in Kenya, and is going to talk to us about what advice would he give himself, his 22-year-old self. So we're gonna just jump right into it. David, welcome to the show. We're not gonna mince words here. What advice would you give your 22-year-old self?
Kenyanda, tell my 22-year-old self. Now, first of all, let me paint you a picture of my 22-year-old self. This is a guy that gets his allowance from his parents. Hajui Kenya kufanya na doso, about 7 sok ilikuwa kupati, 3 sok ndo ilikuwa chakula for the week. And he was tired of living out of his parents' pocket, so alikuwa anatafuta job. And my first job was in sales. I was selling computers. So out of that, I wanted to figure out how to be at least financially independent. But what I didn't understand at the time was my income increased, but pia Kenya nilikuwa na spend per day ikaongezeka. So nilikuwa naingiza 25k per month, nilikuwa na spend 26. I hadn't understood it. My next job after that, I did the same thing, and I continuously did that throughout at least a good portion of my career. Now, what I'd advise him, if I was going to give him advice, is salo yako inaongezeka, usiongeze expenses zako, maintain them. Your difference ndio gold yako.
Yeah, I mean, David, of course, you raise a very important point, very important to keep, or for him to have kept his expenses down. But I mean, let's be honest, what about the element of social pressure that we face, or he would have faced as a 22-year-old and coming into an income? What do you have to say about that?
So, about that social pressure, now, it comes back to who you are inside. All of us want to fit in. All of us want to be part of the crowd that does this and that and that and that. But the question you need to ask yourself is, where do I want to be a few years down the line? Yes, I will be able to party and keep up with my friends, but I don't know how their pockets are. At the end of the day, they might be financed through other means that I currently do not have. So yes, I'd want to keep up with them, but I need to figure out, I'm here right now, I'd like to be here. And how I'm going to get through here is how much comes into my pocket and how much is left at the end of the day. So, utaka kujiamini.
Okay, ati kujiamini. Okay, sawa. Sita kuuliza kama ulijiamini, but I will ask you this. How much money do you think you would have right now if you had listened to your own advice?
Oh, pesa mob sana. Because if you party every week, no, you're gonna spend 7 sok Buddha, and that's close to 10 years ago, and that has continuously increased every week. Tungekuwa tunaongea milioni sai. Yeah, so the money I'd be left with would be a lot if I knew what I knew now then.
If only we had a time machine, we could go back. Do you think that your 22-year-old self would listen? I know there's a lot of young people watching out there right now. Do you think he would listen?
Do I think my younger self would listen to me? No and yes. 70% yes, he would, because he was searching. He was searching for something. He was open enough to actually seek knowledge. 30% no, because he was probably a bit too high. That's it.
Okay, David. Now, this is not really a question. I'm just going to give you a chance to talk to David, talk directly into the camera, and if you could tell David, like if you had him in front of you, what would you tell that 22-year-old David right now? Audience, I hope you're listening to this.
So, David, Naj, this is me in the future. I just want to tell you, I like the psych that you have for life, but Buddha, control expenses zako. That thing will get you into some shit. So
that's some good advice right there. Thank you so much, David, for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the horse's mouth, or rather should I say from the investment practitioner's mouth. It's all about the expenses, especially as you are building yourself towards building your investment journey. Start with those expenses, get them under control, keep them under control. I like when he spoke about when your income increases, make sure you maintain your expenses. It gives you a really big head start in your investment journey. If you want to hear more from David Micheke, I encourage you to check out his YouTube channel. Check out Captain Finance. It's something that he's building, and I'm all about the love, I'm all about the sharing. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, send to that 22-year-old that you've been trying to get them to listen about investing and saving on their expenses. And this is Stanley from Genesis Capital signing out. See you later.